You wrote something, in your book you said something interesting. You say, our primary hunger is not for objects or the experiences they can provide, but for bliss and freedom.
Yes.
So freedom, that word, what's the meaning of freedom to you, Belinda?
Freedom to me means to be liberated from the restrictions of our personality structures, our ego structures that cause us to experience rage and fear and shame and all the other emotions that constellate around those basic feelings. That the ego knows that it's not the final version of who we are, and really attempts, I think, our personalities attempt to be the final version, and yet we can't settle, we can't relax into approaching our lives moment by moment, trusting that life is unfolding and we have the capacity to meet it moment by moment. So instead, we think we need to plan, or we worry about what we've done and was it the right thing? And that's what we become free of.
You said healing postures are not the same as curing.
Yes.
Talk to me about that, Belinda.
People look for cures as the elimination of symptoms, and healing is the elimination of the cause of the symptoms. So, in the usual ways we talk about it, we don't just want to put a Band-Aid over a problem. We want to find out what's causing it, which requires us to deal with what are the obstacles, what are the obstructions, and if, let's say, I have a bullet in my leg, a Band-Aid isn't going to help me. And it's going to be painful and bloody to get the bullet out. But that's what has to happen before my body can then heal itself.
The question, let me see, that came to mind is about healing the cause, but still having the symptoms. Does it sometimes happen?
Of course, yes. I've heard people talk about being grateful sometimes for the symptoms. Some years ago, several years ago, my husband had cancer, and after 13 months, he died. We started out with some treatments. The treatments were pretty horrible. And when he had a recurrence, he said, I don't want the treatments. I want to be able to die enjoying my life instead of miserable. And so healing doesn't mean that we're going to live forever and that we're not going to have pain. Healing means that we find balance. And the last months of his life were amazing. It was the biggest spiritual experience of my life to go through that with him.
That makes me think about inner peace and deep acceptance, surrender.
Yes, yes.